maybe 2003, something like this.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I was in Leeds and then I was in Bradford.
Yeah, it's not far from Leeds. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and it was like good fun in Bradford, man. Yeah.
Is it?
Good memories. Yeah, man.
Right. So, welcome to Probe the Act on Deepstuff TV with a lovely singer and a songwriter all the way from Spain, somewhere close to Barcelona, Dr. Alphonsu.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah. So tell us, how did you get started in music?
Well, actually, my first contact with the music was in the mid-80s in the local radio station. So when I was 13 years old, I was already spinning some vinyls.
Yeah.
But it was the only thing we had in the radio station back then. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can imagine in a small local radio station, the collection was pretty small and very eclectic, right? So I was mixing a bit of everything. But I remember what caught me a lot was like the black music from the 70s. These productions like Kool and the Gang, Earth, Wind and Fire, you know, and all this stuff was like, it made an impression to me.
Yeah.
And I guess it ignited the spark to produce music in the future. Yeah.
All right. So, so are you a music producer as well? And do you produce? Are you a music producer?
Yes. I started recording and producing music maybe in the 92, something like this.
Wow.
Yes, a long way back.
Wow, I'm blown away.
Yeah, in the early 90s, a small studio, doing a lot of commercials at the beginning, and a lot of stuff, and then small bands. Everybody was recording demos back then. And yeah, I was playing in some bands also, like sometimes like bass, sometimes keyboards, stuff like this. And I was like already producing my bands. Yes, and in the mid 90s, I was involved for a while, maybe 2-3 years. I was like doing quite a lot of production for electronic music.
Yeah.
And I released one full album in the 96, I think it was. It was like the one that gave me my producer and artistic name, which is Dr. Enrique. Is Alphonsu is the name of my donkey, right? This that we are talking currently, the ongoing project right now, is named after my oldest donkey, which is a bit of a celebrity here in Catalonia. Yeah, he's in some artworks and video clips and stuff like this. And what connects the mid-90s to now is like, at one point I quit working for like techno and electronic music.
Yeah.
Because for many reasons, but in the mid-90s, man, it was all like big cars, like all like white powder everywhere, like great. I was like, no, please. Yes. But now with this project, Dr. Alphonsu, the thing is like I'm doing electronic music again, which I enjoy a lot, right? Because it gives me a lot of freedom nowadays. I mean, I started only 1 year ago, the project in November. And I've been working with these tracks in China also, because I was living in Macau for the last 8 years. Wow. And a little bit in India also. And now, of course, for many reasons, I'm close to the family and the world is a mess currently, right?
Yeah.
And I still can work from home with my home studio with this project. because still every time I go to my big studio, right? There's the farm studio where I produced many albums through the years.
Wow.
It still kicks me like the thing, you're going to work. You know? And for this project, Dr. Alphonsu, I'm trying to stay away from the feeling of going to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it gives me a freedom for expression, and I don't have any kind of like style constraint. You know? I like to experiment. Sometimes things come up more tidy. Sometimes it's more punk.
Yeah.
But
so you're very diverse, aren't you?
I am enjoying it. Yes.
Yeah. So what I was going to ask now, you know what's coming now, don't you? What's up with that song on YouTube called "The Age of Remote Controlled Zombies"? I love it. Tell us about that.
I like it. Look, so when I started this project, I mean, the main focus for the lyrics and the message is like the danger, talking about the danger of the new technologies in the humankind nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So I take this subject and I write it in different ways. Sometimes more fun, sometimes not so fun.
Yeah.
With the age of remote controlled zombies is a kind of a statement like, if you don't watch out and you don't breathe yourself a little bit, and you lose the contact with yourself, you can just become a piece of data, you know? So you can turn into a profile, as the song says, or your talent is not talent anymore, it's only skills, because it can be all broken down, you know? And it's like the human qualities lose the value. They lose the value, they lose the power. So you become more part of a super connected, isolated world, because this super connection, it isolates people in many ways.
Isolate people.
Yes. And the fact that this the age of remote control zombies came so like punchy and straight was because December last year, I was in one of the most beautiful places in the world, I guess, which is in the west coast of India, in Goa.
Goa, yeah.
It's a very bright place, a lot of culture, a lot of music, a lot of festivals. Yeah, and I was so pissed off and disappointed because the feeling with like going anywhere, like in a little resort or in a bar or in a restaurant, the feeling, the communication with the people is not like, I want to engage with you, I want to share with you. It's more like, no, you have a weapon, you know? You can now say, or I don't want you to say, I'm satisfied. I want you to write the review. Take the photo, tag the photo. So the focus and the relationship between somebody that comes from far away and the people that is there, it cuts the communication, the real human communication that you could establish in the past more easy. Right, more easier. Right now, it's kind of like, okay.
Visual.
Yeah. It's I don't like it at all. I mean, I was pretty pissed off.
Right. So, real quick, tell us where your fans can find your music.
Well, in all the major platforms. So there's a YouTube channel, there's a Facebook page, there's a Instagram page, and then there's a Spotify, there's a Apple Music, there's Tidal, there's Deezer, Boomplay in Africa, which is also very interesting. And I don't know. I'm sure I forget.
Are you
There's
on Twitter?
sorry?
On Twitter?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Of course,
But
yes.
on
Yeah.
Twitter, man, nobody cares about the donkey. It's like, I'm tweeting things, you know? Like, hello, what is like doing? I think people get very serious on Twitter. I think,
Yeah.
you know, it's all
Yeah.
about politics and I
Well,
don't,
there has been a lot of that in the news lately, in America.
yeah, in a lot of politics and stuff.
So,
Yeah.
so Alfonso, you have two process of writing music and writing the lyrics. Some people will listen to a beat and they write, and some
Mhm.
people will write and then look for the beat. What's that
Mhm.
process for you?
Yes. In this case, with this project, Dr. Alphonsu, I always do first the beat
Yeah.
and then I write. It's been like this with all the tracks. Even, for example, the Age of Remote Control Zombies
Yeah.
was actually a beat that I produced, I think it was in 2013, right? Yes, was 13. And it's all mixed with the analog console in the studio. So it's a kind of a old beat that
Yeah.
I took back. And but the most yeah, the rest of the tracks, it comes first the beat.
Yeah.
But when I start the beat, I already have the theme for the song,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and now in 3-4 weeks, I will release the next track. Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
I want to make one like it's kind of like a positive message,
Yeah.
right? For yes.
For everyone. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes.
what inspires you to write your songs?
Mhm. Well, in this case, in this project, uh, I mean, I'm always revolving about like the personal freedom and the danger of the technologies, the danger of the robotics, the danger of the computers, the danger of all this technology that we have around.
Yeah.
Because I'm really, I'm genuinely worried for the way, the impact that the new technologies have in our lives nowadays. And what inspires me is trying to find the words and the vibe to say what I think about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just to yes, to spread the message of what I think about this.
About this, yes. So this is a question that I ask most people that have been doing music for a very long time, because you have all the old equipments and they're usually very big.
Yes.
And these days they're small. So they have software, and some people even have it on their mobile phone. How have you been able to integrate your producer, your production bit into the new system?
Well, it's not been, it hasn't been very hard for me, I have to say. I mean, of course, when I'm doing like a big production, I will go to the studio and I'm going to use all the analog gear I have, all the compressor, everything. And I'm going to do it in the studio.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference. It's a different way to work, right? But the thing is, like, since 2004, I started traveling a lot. For 4 or 5 years, I had a small equipment in an island in Thailand.
Yeah.
And I was spending time there, like producing music, maybe 2 months a year, 3 months a year. But I was there in the jungle, just with some little setup. So the thing is, like, it has not been difficult for me because I'm using Logic, right? Since the early 2000. And then I kept using Logic all through the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes look, the craziest thing I did, 2015, I was in Cambodia.
Right.
And a band from Sydney, from Australia, were sending me the tracks.
Yeah.
And I was building the tracks for the mix in the Logic.
Yeah.
To go to Tokyo.
Yeah.
To full analog studio, amazing one, Volta Studio, my favorite. I've been in my life ever. Amazing, like all late 60s, early 70s gear, but in mint condition.
Yeah.
Awesome. So basically I was like in Cambodia receiving the tracks from Sydney and then from Tokyo, dropping them into the system and a couple of videos of dub mixes that I did. Because I didn't mention before, but as Dr. Henrik, the main thing I did is producing reggae, pop, and Jamaican music.
Wow.
Yeah, and I did a lot of it. Yeah, and live, I have a dub act that is called the Dabion.
Yeah.
That was released 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And some shows in Europe and in Asia also. And but yeah, now I feel I'm sure I'm gonna be back to reggae and dub.
Yeah.
One album ready for work and
Who's
but for now I'm enjoying the electronic music.
So who's your favorite reggae artist?
Well, my master and inspiration and friend is a math professor from London.
Oh, right. Yeah.
When I met, yes, since we met, I mean, it's been like it was like a game changer for me.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. So this is,
and I would say like the Morgan Heritage from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And then many bands from Jamaica, artists. Like the old ones that I work with, like Alton Ellis, the Pioneers.
Oh, you work with the Pioneers?
Yeah, I recorded with them. Yeah.
Wow.
And then do some.
I love the Pioneers. Do you know one of the songs that I love was My Darling Patricia?
Yeah, man.
Darling Patricia. Wow.
Tunes like Starvation.
Yeah. I actually love the Pioneers. I love the Pioneers. Yeah.
Yeah, they are great, man.
Wow.
And also with the Ken Booth. I don't know, you know, like I would give everything I own.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I'd love to talk to you a bit more, Alphonsu. I can talk to you all day because you know your stuff. And I'd really love that. Yeah, I love that. So this is the point where you just quickly give shout out to anybody at all. Go for it.
Look, I'm going to give a shout out to a friend in Manchester.
Yeah.
He's the master, Al Walker.
Yeah.
The awesome engineer friend of mine.
Wow.
And like one stone throw away from you. Right?
Yeah. Manchester is just 30 miles away. 30, something miles away from here.
And then I would give a shout out to anybody that tries to keep the bright mood in these crazy times.
That's true. It's crazy times. It is crazy times. Yeah. So you've been watching Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with myself, dRem TGI, and a lovely singer, songwriter. You need to check out the Age of the Zombie.
The age of
the
zombies.
The Age of the Remote Control Zombies. You need to check that out on YouTube. That's brilliant. So I've been dRem TGI, and you've been watching Probe the Act on Deepstuff TV with Dr. Alphonsu all the way from Spain in Barcelona. Have a lovely week now.